Oh, one sec.
What's this brother doing?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What is his brother doing? Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Let us start the show in the magical words: dream it, believe it, become it. What goes, man?
Come on up.
Bro, Arsenal kick up a boy today. All you Tottenham fans, relax. Take a cup of tea because it's Arsenal's time. That's what I got to say. 3-2. The trophy's coming to North London this year, Spence. I'm certain of it.
Okay.
I was gonna put on my Arsenal top. I said, you know what? I don't want to rub it in their face because I know you got a lot of Tottenham fans about. So I say, you know what? Let them just take the defeat gracefully. It was a good game, but you know, Saka was on form. Yeah. Anyway, Spence, we have a great show lined up today. First and foremost, I would be remiss if I did not say a huge congratulations to Mr. Joel Kadua, the gorilla himself, racking up his 6th victory last night with a beautiful display of boxing, showing punch power increasing, but it was the skills, Spence. You know your skills, man. We know that you're a skills man, and we know that you appreciate the sweet science.
Greatly.
But yeah, Joe, very, you know, I'm a hard man to please, but I was happy with his performance again. It's the embryonic stage of his career, and it's coming nice. So big up Joe Padua.
He's 8-0 now, so you know
6-0.
6-0.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
sorry, 6-0, and I mean everything is moving nice. Everything's moving nice for him, and I appreciate that, and I'll be remiss myself also for me not to big up Joe Rosso. A young youth that I've been mentoring. He's only in his teens, and he had his second white collar fight yesterday, Tun. And
yeah, I say he
was on fire. He broke up man vicious, Tun. Bare body shots. So you know. Yeah. So I was like, yeah.
He taught him well.
So yeah, it's you know what I mean. But you know what, Tun? I would like to say that I'm gonna go start with the Terence Crawford because he's back fighting what boy name?
Madrimov.
Yes. Madrimov could have dropped off.
Madrimov.
Wait there. Attention. Grace Edmonds. Tunde is not doing the flavor right? He's not, because Flavor Flex is the ugly man. Tunde's not ugly. He's doing the Nino Brown flex right now.
Come on, we're trying. Whatever. If they're about their business,
that's what he's doing right now.
But yeah, he's fighting Madrimov. The fight was announced. It's a big fight, Spence. You know, Bud is getting older. Yeah. You know, he's at the I don't want to say that, you know, the last stage of his career because he's fresh. He ain't taken no punishment or very little punishment in his whole career. He's really been dominant. I don't think you could even count on one hand the amount of rounds he's lost in his whole career. And he's been that dominant. Undisputed in 2 weight classes, now attempting to go for a 3rd undisputed. And in truth, he's only a couple of fights away. You know, he wins this fight.
A couple of fights away.
Yeah, he wins this fight. From Fundora, if he don't fight him, you know, he's gonna have to give that belt up. He'll get stripped, and so Bud is chasing greatness.
Come on, yo, my brother Joe Barrow. Thank you so much for the £5 payday. Hello, Tunde, Spencer, and everyone tuned in tonight. Thank you so much for the £5. I like that. No $4.99 business, proper £5. Yeah,
Come
salute.
with the fiver. Come with the whole blue. Big up Joe Barrow.
Yeah,
Thank
mate.
you for the donations. But yeah, as we were saying, you know, Bud attempting to go for the 154 title, and it's a good fight. You know, for me, Madrimov, I know he's coming from that. I think that is that Uzbekistan camp. You know, I know there's a few world champions in that camp, but he's only had 10 fights or so. And I'm just thinking to myself, no 10 fight man can come step in the ring with Bud at this stage of Bud's career. Because I'm not having it. He ain't gonna no 10 fight novice, even if it's the weight above. And we do know that Bud really, even when he was campaigning at 147, he really is a 154, possibly a 160 fighter, Spence. You know, he's good enough to. I mean, I've heard Bomac say he's good enough to go to 168.
Okay, Tun, is the Wi-Fi a bit funky, yeah? Because I'm thinking it's because the battery's low.
It's kind of. I mean, look, you're clear now.
Yeah, you know what? I can't
now.
because people are saying it in there. So what I'm going to do.
Adrian Waters makes a point that he's a good amateur, though. Well, listen, Bud has beaten them all. Bud's beaten them all. Whether they're good amateurs, good professionals, you don't get much higher than the big fish, Errol Spence. And he totally obliterated Errol, which is just crazy to say. And it's so mad that, again, like the person we'll be discussing today, and or his father at least, in Devin Haney, how after one fight or one defeat, in nowadays you're written off. But I even heard Eddie Reynoso say that you really know who you are. A fighter knows who he is after a defeat. Let me bring Spencer back in. On the phone. Spence?
That's right, yeah.
It's a little bit better.
Yeah, because boy, that couldn't run so I'm just plugging this thing up and so
it's a little bit better. It's not good, but I mean we can see you at least. So Philip Answer says Madrimov is not Spence. So what are you trying to say? Madrimov is better than Errol Spence? You might have guy on like this Madrimov has beaten anybody of note. Who? Like, I'm gonna look at his record because I don't like the way
he's tough. He's a tough.
What's tough got to do with it? What's tough got to do with it?
I'm not saying I'm one of that.
What's tough got to do with it? You're talking about Errol. You're talking about the pound for pound #1 fighter in the world. You're talking about the pound for pound. I'm trying to get date champions. I need to get this now. All right, let me Okay, his next opponent, Israel Madrimov. Israel Madrimov is 10-0 and 1 draw. He drew against Michel Soro, who's a good fighter still. Michel Soro is a good fighter because if I'm not mistaken, no, Michel Soro, that's not even a guy I was thinking about. That ain't even a guy I was thinking. This Michel Soro, he lost the split against Kobranov, and he lost against Castaño. So these guys are not even Errol Spence's level, let alone Bud. So I'm going to reiterate it. Man said it was cuts. I'm going to again reiterate that he is no way on Terence Crawford's level. And I'm saying it. There's no way, even if he's the best amateur since Lomachenko, from what I have seen, the footage that I have studied, he ain't even going to lace that. I'll be surprised if that fight goes 8 rounds. I'll be surprised if the fight goes 8 rounds. I'm saying it. I'm putting my neck on the line. I'm surprised if that. What, Spence? What's your take on that fight? You know, Madrimov.
I've only seen one fight of Madrimov, Tunde. So, you know what I mean?
Man said I'm ruining the build-up.
No. But I'm just calling it as it is. I've only seen one fight of him. And of the one fight that I've seen, you can't fight Terence Crawford.
You can't fight Terence Crawford.
Yeah,
you can't fight Terence Crawford. Crawford is just gonna collect that belt, and we're moving on. We're looking to just sweep up the whole thing, sweep up the 154. Then we'll move to 160. Who's the champ at 160? 160 is a hold on. Virgil Ortiz again. We're gonna talk about that. Last night there was a card in California. Oscar De La Hoya promoted. Virgil Ortiz was the top of the bill against Thomas Dulorme. Virgil stopped him first round body shot. And Virgil Ortiz is a serious guy. I believe he's one of the few fighters who's got 100% KO record. And I think that is 154, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a good division. It's a good division. And I just have not seen enough of Madrimov to convince me he is on Crawford's level, Spence.
Okay. Unfortunately, you guys, it's like the Wi-Fi is a bit jacked up today, but it's just bare thing going on with us right now, so I don't want to. But he's not on Terence Crawford's level. But to be real with you, not many people are on Terence Crawford's, trajectory level. They're not. Let's just call it as it is. They're not, bro. They're not.
Right. I think let's start on the main topic. This week, we saw my brother from another, a great man, in my opinion, has done wonders with his son, promoting him, making him a very wealthy man. He's making his son a own boss, or helping his son become his own boss. We saw him go at it live on Insta with Mr. Floyd Mayweather. Spence, your initial reaction on the explosive confrontation between Bill and Floyd?
Tunde, I didn't like it. And that's it. I didn't like that.
Hold on, before let's, you know what? And we're gonna this is a good subject, but let me just say hello to the people in the chat. First man in the building was E. Francis. Good evening, Rob Mayer. Glad to have you back. Hold tight, snaps. AAV develops. Philip Answer. Simi Tech. Harsden 67. Nathan Bailey. Tunde K is in the building. Steve Bailey. How you doing, sir? ND. Rupert Clark in the dance from early. Covered. Motley M. Smoots always with us. Ryan Marengo, you know the set. Dream it, believe it. Becoming old type Daniel J. Boateng. Bobby Wright, always with us. Yemi X, how you doing, Yemi? JK Better Life, you know the deal, bro. Come on, old type Victor. Grace, good evening to you. Come on, your favorite podcast. And thank you for joining us as usual. Old type Kwame, the Gator. Come on. Ilyas Kalu, Bankroll Productions, JDM Godfirst, Untraceable Jammer, Footy Heritages. Oh, there's too much. His Excellency Sir LR97. Yes, Father Tunde, Uncle Spencer, big up yourselves. Old tight John, talking about Junaid Boston last night. Great performance by the young man. Yeah. Looking good. Just keep doing what you're doing, Junaid. You're really, you're moving nice. Old tight Drew Alexander, deep random thinker. He says Usyk is going to collect all the Infinity Stones. Well, we're drawing closer every day. We're gonna touch on the big Mexican showdown next week against Canelo Sual Canelo Alvarez, 62-2, and Jaime Munguia. It's actually, I think it's like Jamie, but it's Jaime Munguia. His actual birth name is Jaime Aaron Munguia Escobedo. That's a real Mexican name. It's gonna be a serious shootout, but we're gonna touch on that later. Boxing is exciting right now. Ota AJ Styles already have thanked Joe Barrow for the donation. Adrian Waters, too blessed. John, checkmate 734. Cecilia, Elaine Budge. She says Terrence will unify at 145, and I am totally with you. Old tight Benny FX. What's this for? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. You were saying Hotat Super D, Brooklyn, South East London in the house. Oi, oi. Hotat Raymond Hells, Al Kuya. Bro, I just could keep going on. Late show 42. This is too much of the people then. And Hotat, the 460 people we have with us currently. Hotat Alfie Black. Every time I want to start, someone else comes up that is just a regular. Hotat Skyliner, the editor. Anyway, Spence.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like you didn't like what you saw last week.
No, I don't like that at all. I don't like the fact that we don't see any other cultural people in the same field going at each other like that. Because
you sure?
Go on, tell me if you can. Because you won't. You will never. No, we got to take it for comparisons of, right? Now, Canelo had beef with De La Hoya, did he not? Did you see them on a public platform going back and forth at each other?
I kind of disagree with you there, Spence.
No,
I kind of disagree with you.
Did you see them do that?
I kind of disagree with you because we saw it. I mean, there's many I can think of. So I think it's wrong to say a cultural, because even though we're gonna touch on, I don't think it's only a particular culture. We're used to seeing fighters do it. I remember going back, Tyson Fury and Tony Bellew. I remember Tyson Fury saying, "You remember and these are not my words, so I hope no one ain't looking to sue me." Tyson Fury. This is what I'm trying to say. When people's talking, hold on, wait. When people's talking about, I'm saying certain things that other people don't like, I hear Tyson Fury calling man dosser, you this, you that, bollocks, all of this, cussing bad word. I don't hear no one talking about it. So it can't be just, bro. I remember Tyson Fury live on Channel 4. I remember Tyson Fury saying you little gay lover, Frank Maloney, to Tony Bellew, or what's his name? Remember the heavyweight, the tall lad from Liverpool.
Yeah. David
Price.
David Price.
So Billy Joe Saunders is another one. Always cussing, man. Remote. Come on, man. You can't. I'm not having that. Like, it's not only a particular culture. What I will say is that, or a question I'm gonna ask you: do you feel that who was the instigator in this buster?
Floyd was the instigator. Floyd was the instigator. You know what I mean? Right? Floyd knew exactly what he's doing when he jumped on my man's thing.
Yes. And as Malcolm said, Bill didn't FaceTime Floyd. Floyd did it.
Yeah.
Floyd was the one who came onto Bill's Instagram. So, hold on, who's this brother? Go on, carry on, Spence.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I don't like it, and that's it. Especially when
the reason why. I mean, hopefully we can get Bill on, because Bill's my guy, so I know he always.
Yep, and he only touches us in the UK.
And give his story, and I'd be very interested to hear Bill's perspective on it, because sometimes, in the heat of the moment, things can be said, and that's why I say, like, you gotta remember, his son has just had a big fight. He came up on the wrong end of a decision, and you know how it is. You're talking about the cultural aspect. Like, if you're on the road now and a man, you and a man start talking, and a man touches the wrong nerve at a particular time, you just forget about everything that shows good conduct and just letting everything out. And Bill, by his own admission, I mean, I don't like talking for Bill. I prefer Bill to talk to himself. But Bill has made no he hasn't hidden where he's come from. He's come from the street. He said he's still on the street in a particular way. Obviously, he may not live where he used to live, but he's still got that mentality. He helps people, and he's got that in him. That is part of his makeup. But I feel that you can't negate or neglect all the good that he's done for one moment, and I feel that people are judging Bill on that moment. You understand? And I've seen countless interviews where Bill's putting himself in and speaking in a good light, speaking about fathers and how they have to be responsible, how they have to bring up their children and be that.
Tunde, I'm not blaming Bill Haney for anything.
Yes.
I'm not saying it's Bill's fault or it's Floyd Mayweather's fault, but I'm trying to tell you, I do not like when you're saying, oh, but Tyson Fury's done it. Yes, Tyson Fury's done it, but he hasn't had nobody to fire back at the same time. I'm saying when you got two men on a platform together going at it, I don't like it. And we haven't seen that. It's all right for Bill Haney to sit down and cuss Floyd Mayweather all he wants. Not in Floyd's face. It's all right for Floyd Mayweather to cuss Bill Haney, but it was the two entities there. I didn't like that, Tunde. That's the truth. I mean...
But doesn't this show the rule? You say you don't like it, and I can see why you feel you don't like it. But isn't this isn't it like it's mini entertainment?
Entertainment.
Isn't it entertainment? We're all talking about it. We're talking about it. And yes,
I still haven't watched that whole thing in its entirety. Lots of people said it to me.
Yes.
Lots of people in our group said it. I haven't watched it. I watched a little snippet of like when it was like a little 30-second snip. I said that's enough for me to listen to it. You know what I mean? Because especially where they're trying to reverse it like it's Bill's the bad guy in this thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because we know Bill personally, he's not the bad guy in the thing. What Bill was saying was actually right. It's just come out at the wrong time. So because it's come out at the wrong time, it's being projected like it's him. And like Floyd sitting there all smug. But no. Because Floyd Mayweather is very, very clever. What Floyd Mayweather is doing is like, right, I know you're already in your feelings, your son just lost. And I'm putting out things like, yep, I advised my man to come in heavy, and I did this and I did that. So Bill's already in his feelings. You understand? So Bill's spoken about Floyd, but when he's done it, there's not a seriousness behind it. It's comedy, like what Bill said on the thing. It's a comedy thing. I get that part there, but it's made Bill look like he's a dickhead, and he's not a dickhead. Because man who really know this thing, we know like Floyd Mayweather's aim is for Floyd Mayweather, and Floyd Mayweather understands his energy. I let people talk about me, and we're doing it right now. But I'm saying, me personally, for what I stand for as an adult and a father, no, I didn't like that. Straight, you know what I mean? I didn't like that. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is this: Bill was drawing card on Floyd, but for the people that we know on the inside, we know what going. So when Bill was dropping the cards, boop. But you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is.
Yeah. Let's read out some of the comments. What's some people's take on all of this? Because again, I'm trying my hardest to get Bill on, because I'm so I spoke to him briefly on text, but I'm so eager to hear what he has to say on this whole situation. Me personally, I think it was the wrong time. Thank you, Untraceable. I think it was the wrong time for Floyd to go at Bill so soon after an eventful weekend with his son. And I keep saying it's his son. It ain't just really every fighter to me. I mean, personally speaking, every fighter to me is my son. But this is his blood son. They've come up together. They've created history together. And why would you be on there talking about Dev is throwing a jab like an amateur. When before the fight, people were saying Dev's got the best jab in the game.
Thank you. So
it's a total wind up, and that just got me so I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, nah, bro, this is mad. I get the answer because correct me if I'm mistaken, Spence. I feel like actually the Gino, trust me, I feel like
big Gino
this is something Floyd always does when either he's getting ready to fight or it's Tank.
Yep.
Or him and Tank always go back and forth like they're beefing, yep. And then when they fight, you see them in the ring standing and smiling, and Floyd edging Javante on. But that's his business. I feel like he's now come into another man's business. It's his son, and I feel like the timing of it was just totally wrong. Like that, and again, you are showing the perception that people have. But ladies and gentlemen, there is only one channel in the UK that is blessed. Blessed. I'm going to say it again. Blessed. Some call it Allah. Some call it Jesus. Some call it God. Some call it the Creator. We are calling it by the name, the one, the only, Mr. Bill. You are the real money, real money Haney. Yeah, your new name is Bill Money Haney.
Hey, I appreciate you guys, man. Always, I give a lot, the credit for making everything happen for us.
Yes, sir.
Salam alaikum. Rahmatullah wa barakatuh. We're really living. We're really living in a great time. You know what I mean? Coming off an amazing event that was on almost a week ago. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And glad to be here, man. Thank you, guys. Always.
Yes, sir. Bill, the people are they want to hear from you. It's been such an eventful week, and obviously I've had my say. I know you personally, and me personally, Bill, you there? I know you. Yeah, you see that. Me personally, I wasn't happy with the way Floyd chose that particular moment to come at you with what he came out with you. But I just want to hear your perspective on the whole thing that happened last week.
Actually, it was a real clown move. It was an opportunity for him. He had a lot of time where he could have called us and he could have talked to us, leading up to the fight. Initially, he never called us when he tried to get Rolly to not make the fight. Where he said that, a lot of his cohorts were speaking as if Devin didn't deserve the fight. I think that, when he spoke about the hydration and talking to Ryan and giving him the sparring footage and just all those things that led me to believe that it's okay for him to do what he was doing because that's the choice that he made. But when he actually tried to come on and belittle me or, say that I was missing for some reason, you know what I mean? I think that, he got the person that he was looking for.
Come on.
And with all due respect, what I told him, and he manipulated the situation into making it seem like I was a street guy, right? Or that I was in the streets. That I was in the streets and I was doing crime in the streets. What I said is that being the guy that I am, I always keep my ear to the streets. Me not being in the streets because of I have kids. I have kids, I have grandkids, I have family, and being connected versus disconnected is something that, I never wanted to do. Having the opportunity to have a legitimate income, right, and be able to go in the community and inspire and also do something that we call zakat, and that's charity.
Zakat, charity.
Doing charity in the community. So I'm very much there. I would never want people to, and thank you to all the guys that gave me an opportunity to get out of the streets. And then when you have an opportunity to have a platform and to make it seem like that street guys aren't family guys, street guys aren't God-fearing guys, street guys aren't intelligent enough to get their son to the top of the world in boxing. That doesn't mean that you're a criminal in the streets. That just means that you're street conscious, street savvy, and also, yeah, definitely, in my case, I appreciate the streets. I know that those in the streets helped us to get here, and they hold us down through the wins and the losses that make bosses. So, that's what my point was. And I said, me being connected in the streets, being influential in the streets, because I've reached a certain plateau outside that helps. That's the way, and not the way in, but the way out. That it's only right, because I have what my grandmother and them used to say, a piece of lawn. They have a piece of lawn, and you see Mr. Johnson's boy over there, and he's stepping on the lawn, or he's doing something wrong, or somebody doing something wrong. You step in and you say, hey, that's Mr. Johnson's kid. You leave him alone, and you tell Mr. Johnson's kid, come over here, let me talk to him. And you tell him what he shouldn't be doing and why he shouldn't be doing, because those are mistakes that we made.
Yes.
So, yeah, I ain't moved so much, up and out, that I'm no longer in, and I'm no longer touchable and acceptable and reachable to the people that look just like me, And I think that he...
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. He missed that. He tried to overlook that and tried to play with it. And I said, okay, whatever, man. Because he wouldn't even say thank you that I would. There was no spite or nothing that I have towards against him. And it's the total opposite. I think it takes the men like me and him to be active in the community, push, let bygones be bygones, and to continue to do as much as we can. And if he's in the clouds doing it and I'm on the ground doing it, then so be it. You know what I mean?
Well, Bill, this is the thing why I was a little bit disturbed by the whole thing, because I didn't like it. The fact that we've got two successful men of color going at it on a public platform. You know what I mean? I didn't like it. And I don't care who was right or who was wrong. You know what I mean? I have my personal opinions on that, and you know what I mean? But this is not me to be jumping on the Floyd Mayweather bashing trail. I have my opinions on Floyd Mayweather. As a fighter, I think he's superb. I think he's a very, very clever, intellectual business person, right? But I'm saying on certain things, I'm saying especially I understand where you're coming from, Bill, because we're of the same age group, so we understand that struggle there. Then you have a generation beneath that where people they don't get it. You know what I mean? They don't get it. But I'm saying the general entertainment thing, we know that Floyd Mayweather is very clever at getting eyeballs himself. But for him to jump on the thing, especially alluding to what Tunde said, at a time where your son just comes second best, and it was let me try to rub the salt in the wounds. But as Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high.
Yeah, no, and that's what I said, is that I'm a proud dad, proud trainer and a proud manager of a guy that took on unsurmountable odds. Floyd helped Ryan cheat, right? He used his experience to help him cheat with the 3.5 pounds, right? We're professional. Devin showed his professionalism. He came in, he played by the rules, and we came up short. They didn't play by the rules, and I mean, if they want to take that victory, so be it. We'll learn, from it. We understand that, it's all kind of game and corruption in life and in business, coming from the streets. I understand that even in business, these guys can make moves that aren't by the board, of the board. So for us to show everything that we go through, show the growth, show the wins, show the losses, I hope that it can help someone else. And that was our whole mission, right? We got here by saying, okay, hopefully that it'll help somebody else have an easier path, or have a path of understanding or comfortability, and on their way to saying, okay, we saw Devin and Bill, we saw them go through this, but alhamdulillah, like if I showed you guys, you know what I mean, you think that we were bragging, you know what I mean? But and I think that that's not something that you show, but I always show you guys a smile, and I always show you my family, and I show you an ability that I'm able to be a father, I'm able to have moments with my kids. So I'm highly blessed, right? So, you know, there's nothing to hold my head. There's nothing to hang my head down for.
Yeah, Bill. Listen, I was there in the days when we used to jump in the car from the hip factory and roll up roll up to Floyd. Roll up to me, you in the whip. Devin might be behind with your other son, and we used to go over to Floyd's. And when we come in the place, the whole place went quiet because we're stepping in the building. But I was thinking to myself, what happened the other day never just came about. There's something that has been festering for a long time, and I'm interested to hear where you feel this all started. This animosity, because the way Floyd presented it is like, you know, Bill, have you got a problem with me? Or you understand? And I'm like, I've been there. This is what a lot of people don't understand. I've been there. I've been with you. I've been with you to go over into the gym. And Devin was always that young kid that, the potential was there. I mean, you invested so much time and, forget about money. Time is something we can't get back.
Right. Well, me meeting very, influential guys, very powerful guys and women, kings and queens alike, I just told him, just stop with the bullshit, man. You worry about the same thing that we all worry about. We get money to hopefully for our last name and not our first. We want those that come from us to be better than us. So no matter how successful you are, you want your sons and your daughters to be better than you, to do better, and to be better human beings. You know what I mean? And that's the ultimate goal, and that's the ultimate success. I get tired of people that I sit around that, I watch them. They've been getting money for a long time and doing incredibly great and great for them. But when you talk to the people and you talk to them in that way and nobody checks you, well, it's not none of my business. But when you speak about one of mine, then I'm going to check you. I'm going to tell you, man, knock it off, man. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You're pulling one over on the people. You, no matter how much money we get, we still, if you have God in you, you'll still feel for those, you know what I mean, that come from you, those that are around you, those that, that you leave behind. And in my sense, you know what I mean, I feel like I've been blessed that it's a lot of guys that didn't get the blessings. So yeah, I stick around and I provide resources. I try to provide insight, both, being transparent. You know what I mean? And a lot of times being in the street means, being out of the streets means that if 100 of us guys that are street guys, we get out of the street and stop giving and putting poison in the streets, then we'll be better off. You take those same 100 guys and stop putting poison in the street and doing stuff in the street, go home and use the same intel, the same spidey senses, the same everything, and use it in the house with the stars just in the house, right? The potential stars, raise those instead of looking in the sky or looking on TV. I think, you know what I mean? At least in my circle of community, we all right. Because that feeling that you said, Tunde, that feeling of pulling up in the gym with so much promise with our guys and the promise that we're gonna get better and we're gonna get better today for the future. I never left that. And now I'm on the tennis court with my 14-year-old and my 9-year-old daughter. And it feels so good. But God has always given me resources for that next step for my kid. I don't feel like I have enough resources to shit on the world or to tell the world that how great that I am and how much better I am than you. But no, I have the resource, I have the ability to go home and to be a father and to be a dad and to cheer for my kids. And ain't nobody going to stop me. The only thing that can stop that is Allah's plan. This was God's plan that I had these 4 beautiful kids and 3 bonus babies. And it was God's plan that I had a mouthpiece to talk about all the wonderful things that they do. That's it.
Yeah. Yes. And this is one of the reasons why I said nah, because, I think in that moment, people, listen, we don't really, we got our own minds and we're on our own journeys and we focus on our own things. But for me personally, it was so important for me to get you on here today and let people see the real narrative, see what you come for, see what you stand for, see the message that
it don't matter. It don't matter. Listen, the street, not the street. You see what Deion Sanders is going through with his wife Pilar and the daughter. So it don't matter the money. It don't matter the awards. I'm telling everybody that's at home and they spending time with their kids, you are the winners. You are the heroes. Keep doing it. You got something special. Don't look at these fools that jump on here talking about that you got to go to the mall and you got to go get this funny tight shit to wear and you got to get these cars and you got to get this, and then you look up and you've missed an opportunity to be a father. You've missed that opportunity with them kids that you never could get back. That's the only thing I just tell them. And you know I'm doing the same thing, Tunde, that I did 10 years ago, but now I have a 10-year plan with a 9-year-old that I'll be back at y'all and I'll be smiling when she's 19 and I got a 14 and I'll be smiling when he's 24. Inshallah, if God give me those years, because we got a plan and we got everything for that next step. We got the next step in mind.
Yes, sir. Okay, so listen, we've touched that part now. We're gonna talk boxing now. If you've got a few minutes to spare us,
yes, sir.
Because the people, there's certain. And by the way, you have so much support in the chat. People saying my brother is speaking facts and well said. So just to let you know that the people here in the UK are standing behind you 100%. On to the boxing. I know Spencer had something.
Let me tell you, and then just so he said the women and the purses, and I said, hey, bro. I said, I'm not looking and I'm not judging that, but I'm saying is from what we're seeing, if you're saying that you don't have anything to give to the streets, right? To give to the streets, that I said a bag, a purse, or anything. I said, even me, I have no $150 million. I have none of that thing. But I have empathy for guys in the streets that are trying. And Bill Haney, if you know, and you know me, and everybody know me, if you need something, I'm genuinely the one saying that I can help you. When he extended, he said, oh, you need some help. That was a sarcastic way, you know what I mean? Of saying that. But really, to all the real guys and real women and kids, man, I'm here. If there's some way that we can help and we can bond, we can come together and come up with something or do something, man, you know what I mean? I'm one of the ones that believe that I was the chosen one to do that.
Bill, in hindsight, now I know hindsight is 20/20 vision, they say. If you could, knowing, this whole thing was planned, Rand coming in this weight and everything, would you have maybe cancelled the fight?
No, because that's what Devin's legacy, and that's what it means to be in the Devin Haney era, is that you take those tough challenges, that you step up, that you fight, you get up and you get down. And that's what it is. Of course, we know that errors have been preserved through calculated, manipulation. There's no manipulation over here. They put the bullseye on the fighters' backs. We go after them. We go after to make the fights happen. I just know that it wasn't a fair landscape. It wasn't a fair playing field. But that's not something that I want to talk about, because it's never been fair. It's never been fair. The people got a chance to see it. We don't keep on pushing. We've been operating against it not being fair, and they just didn't know it. It was highlighted because it's Devin Haney, and you know what I mean? We're for the people, of the people, by the people. So, you know what I mean? Let's just, let him do he's going to do his parade with the way that he does it and what he represents. And we here in the way that we represent. And that's family. And we came on the scene and we're going to stay that. It's a great time to be in the Devin Haney business.
Yes. Was there anything?
Yeah, Bill. What we want to talk about is the fight.
Absolutely.
Right? Because I think certain things have been overshadowed, right? And what I realized, especially like in America, you know what I mean? And I think it was Wallow that I was listening to Wallow the other day, and he was saying like how it seems like certain people from the community were kind of basking in your son coming second best, right? And I believe that is a communal problem that needs to be, and I could go deep into this. You know, I could go deep into this, but I'm gonna.
Yes, you can. I know you can, Spencer. I know.
Right?
And for the record, people don't know if Spencer is the kind of brother in our community, in the world, that if you're in the wrong, he's gonna DM you. He's gonna DM you. When you're in the right, he's gonna DM you. So, and thank you, my brother, for a genuine friendship and you being a real brother that you are. You know, it's no smoke and mirrors with you and our relationship, and I appreciate it.
Yes. Talk love. Why I'm saying is this, yeah. When for the preparation of this fight, regardless of the weight, right? I'm speaking about game plans. I said this last week on the show, right? So, and it's not no plan thing. I didn't even know he was coming on today. But I'm gonna keep this thing totally 100, Bill. Yeah, that Tunde's pad work, right? you know firsthand Tunde's pad work, right? Me personally, right? I'm just keeping this one totally 100, right? I would have liked to, because I'd have liked to see your son working alongside with Tunde, and that's no planting or anything else. And I don't care if Tunde wants to think, I shouldn't have said, I don't care, I speak my mind. You know, you just said it, I speak my mind. Me personally, you've done a fantastic job with your son, right? The old saying in Jamaica is that 2 heads is better than 1. You know what I mean? So, me personally, I'd have liked to have seen that, because I know from the fold of the cloth of where your son's been cut from, and like your son's a rhythmic fighter. What I saw last week was your son, similar to what Sugar Ray Leonard did when he fought Tommy Hearns in the second fight, June 2nd, 1989. He was loading up. He was trying to punch too hard. And your son is a fluid fighter. You know what I mean? And I didn't see that. So was that the game plan, to go in there and say you're gonna bang with this guy, or was it? You know what I mean? I didn't get it. Or was it the disrespect what Ryan Garcia said about the passing of your mother, which people didn't allude to? Why you were saying, right, if he dies, he dies. I get it. But I'm saying, like, what happened there? What was the game plan, bro?
First and foremost, that when tempers get to going and in the promotion, and you have a voice, me as a man, if I could retract, if he dies, I would. You know what I mean? Because that's something that, just going out to the boxing community, family, and me as a Muslim, I can sincerely apologize for that. You know what I mean? And as a man, that's something that I like I said, that I regret. And even though they made me upset, they made me, and I told you, I said, I was clear about that. I said, yeah, these people are irritating. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was their whole approach with it. So they had a victory both inside and outside the ring. If Devin showed that he was upset in there, because he probably was, and that might not have been where you get real tense and you don't let it flow and be fluid. Tunde is a heck of a pad man and coach. And he has for years. Yes, for years. And the only thing why we don't work with him is because he's not here all the time. Not just for 6 weeks. We might need Tunde today. So everyone that's in close proximity that isn't happy to be able to benefit by Tunde, if he mess with you, you dig what I'm saying? If he even bless you with it, is amazing. So, me and Tunde, we talked about after, after this fight, getting together. But we've always, wanted, the both of us to have, some of that Tunde stamina for sale action.
Yeah, but I hear that, Bill. But what I'm saying is, like, in the past, you've worked with Ben Davison, Lee Wiley. They're the same situations as they're based in the UK. You've worked with those guys. So shouldn't the same emphasis which is used with those guys, could be used with my guy. Because I know originally you wanted to work with Tunde. I remember from way back in the day when you first come over in 2012. So yeah, that's me just putting in my thing, and I'm saying that
absolutely.
Yeah.
Me and Tunde keep a speed dial relationship, and we always could spend more time and with each other. We understanding the system. I know what Tunde Devin fits into the system, and Tunde, he studied the system. Both me and him know the system, and then it ultimately comes down to the commitment of the fighter in terms of on that night and living with his performance and living with what game plan that he chose to execute, whether it be from me, whether it be in something he just had a vision and the night before or whatever. It's living with the fact of what you chose to do as a fighter. All right. And I always wanted my son to be able to live with it good, live with it bad, and know that he made his decision as a boss.
Yes.
And that's either to bang or to fight. You know what I'm saying? Making that decision on his own and living with it, because the outcome could be the outcome. And if you didn't do it your way, it'll be something that you regretted.
100%.
Well, I'm saying back to the game plan in that fight. Was the game plan to try and knock out Garcia? Because
no,
right.
Absolutely not. The knockout comes and it develops. But you have fighters like Sugar Ray Leonard who used emotions in a fight and fought one way because they, you can have a camp where, you fight good that way, but you're fighting for the other fighter's strength, right? And I think Devin stepped to him, and he fought at the guy's strength. We had a technical muscle memory lapse, right? Where he understands where he lapsed with his muscle memory, right? Where it should have been on point, right? There's certain things that shouldn't have happened technically, and it falls on him because he knows better, and he knows that the next time that he's in the ring, he's going to be much better because he'll be more conscientious of the technical side than actually the the power.
Before you go ahead, thank you, Carlos, for the 11.99 euros. He said, Sir Haney, the Haney name is registered into the history books as champions. That achievement can never be taken away. You can be a proud father with a champion legacy imprinted in your bloodline. Covered.
Yes, sir. That's put that back up there. I want to just screenshot that.
Yes, sir. One second. Yes, sir. I'm going to read that again. So the Haney name is registered into the history books as champions. That achievement can never be taken away. You can be a proud father with a champion's legacy imprinted in your bloodline.
Hey, man, thanks. And the UK people are wonderful, man. You know what I'm saying? Respect is earned and not given. I think that you guys, I think the world of this platform, Stamina for Sale, and every time you invite me over here, you see I'm here, baby. I show up. You know
yes, sir.
But we're incredibly grateful for that, because what people have to realize is this, is like, you don't bless no other UK channel. You bless our channel. I mean, alhamdulillah, right? And the major thing is, like, what we wanted to clear up was the fact that from the Floyd thing, like, I know, like, people can get misconstrued with information.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And when it's not rightly presented, and we, like, the ones in the game, like, we're in the game. I've been in the game for 45 years. It's crazy, right? So we know what's going on. We know the little sneaky nuances and everything else. We know how this thing goes. But when we're on public platforms, certain times we're speaking to people who have blank canvases. So when they hear a thing, straight away, they're drawing and writing up and everything else. And that's like, there's a guy in the UK who's a manager, right? And we can regard him as an affiliate and a friend. But he turned around Sam Jones, and he turned around and said something very disrespectful, which I've said on numerous platforms, where he says like, oh, well, you think about it like Devin's been kind of lucky in the things that he's doing. You don't, you know what I mean? Which is ridiculously disrespectful. You know what I mean? Because here was a young man that was an undisputed world lightweight champion, right? And you got to check this out, right? Younger than the great Pernell Whitaker, right? He done it younger than the great Roberto Duran. Work this one out. This is what your son's done, right?
Before you go ahead, another inspiring comment by Mr. Tyrone Booth. He said, Bill is an inspiration to me as a future father. If my son turns out to be half the son Devin is to Bill, I'll be over the moon.
Thank you. Alhamdulillah. See, that's what that's all about, right? That's all about. Me and Dev, we started out leaving the school, leaving the principal's office. And what the principal was saying was that I had a kid that had an anger problem. He had, issues. And I never, I said, I'm not giving up on my son. I'm not looking for any doctor, clinical medicine. I'm not looking for any of that. What I'm looking to do is to stay in his life and stay being an inspiration, stay being a sounding board, stay at that time being his protector and teacher, and now being a friend to him. And being a friend with your son or your daughter means that you have patience, just like your best friend that you have for over 40 years. Sometimes your friend don't want to talk. Like I say, you can always have something, some money to deposit in the bank, but the bank ain't always open. You got to wait and come back when the bank is open for that deposit. Just hang on to it and hope that God keeps it for you and you don't lose it. And that's how I approach with my kids. That, I want to give them, but sometimes, you can't deposit. The bank ain't open all the time. They're not ready to take as much money as you want to give. So if God gives you enough time to keep making those deposits, keep doing it, man. I appreciate you guys, and I hope that's not going over your head.
No, sir. No, sir. Listen.
We're raising and building relationships and not cars and things. I like those things. You put rims on a car, or you build a skyscraper. But if you can build someone in your home that needs some building blocks and needs some inspiration, then, I think that's the first place to do it at home and then outside in the community.
Last question, Bill, before you go. What can we expect next from Dev? Is it just rest, recuperation for now?
I sure hope so. I told him, you know what I mean? It's been a heck of a run, man. He was just running. And I had seen Oscar, right? So everybody was talking about his jaw and talking about, this and Devin. And I said, listen, Devin is resting and I don't want to talk about Devin, right? And then I was letting the people think what they were thinking that gives him time to be whatever he wants to go, just be a 25-year-old guy and enjoy yourself.
Yes.
He grinds and posts a picture. And now, so everyone's asking, well, when is he going to fight again? That's just Devin. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know him.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, he had an opportunity. He has an opportunity to kick back and say, Devin deserves the rest, or Devin deserves an easy fight, or Devin deserves this. But that just wasn't, that's just not the Haney way. You know what I'm saying? We step up.
Yes, sir.
We step up before we step down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, we're not gonna hold you anymore because, again, thank you so much.
But let me tell them, if you don't got enough energy to step up, and you don't want to step down, just step back for a second and think about
it. Go on.
Bill, before you go, Bill, don't Tunde look like Nino Brown today?
I put on the jewels because I heard Bill's coming on, so I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna step up today.
Hey, listen, man. Tunde is always shiny, black, handsome, articulate, man, and on top of his game. Since I didn't met him, man, you know what I mean? Yeah, you dig?
Thank you,
you ain't doing. Hey, listen, and Spencer, you ain't doing too bad either. You see what I'm saying?
Spencer the G.
both you kings, man. I appreciate both you kings, man, and everything that you guys bring to the game. Spencer, you've been on top of it, man. You've been behind the scenes. You the knowledge, man. You the brain trust, man. Everybody don't know. I don't know how many DMs that you in and you helping people, but you've always been helping us. You've been helping me. To whereas Lee Wiley and Ben Davison helped Devin on that side, Tunde and Spencer helped me on this side. And I thank you, brothers. You hear me?
Yes,
Salute, man.
yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolute pleasure to see the real Bill Haney, not the angry one or the one clapping back as he has to, showing you that we are from certain vicinities.
They told me that a mother could pick up a Volkswagen about their kids. Well,
yes,
I'm gonna tell you what, a dad would jump off the Empire State Building without a parachute about his, and that's what I do. I run through the fire about mine, and that's all it is, man. I appreciate y'all.
Love the one, the only Mr. Bill Money Haney. Love, bro. Have a nice weekend. Come on, Spencer. There's no show like this, bro.
There isn't none. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. Usually we go on and go on and go on. I think we should cut the show there, you know.
Yeah.
Don't trust. I mean, I don't want to dampen energy. I thank every single person that's been on the show and everything. All the money that can come in. My apologies that I couldn't find. I have to go find this blinking charger. My kids most probably got it up in their room, right? Because I had to do this off of my phone. But I'm so grateful that I've got a brother like Tun. And Tun, I hope you don't feel was slightly offended because I told Bill to his face that they should be using you, because you know what, you know me already. I ain't gonna say something behind someone's back, and when you put it in my face, I'm gonna tell you in your face. You know what I mean? Because you have to know this part there. I fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nobody else. So I just talk my thing, and that's that. So I don't think I was trying to belittle you in any way or blah, like because you know it is like what's man trying to beg for, man? I said, no, brother, I'm telling you straight. I'm telling you straight.
And that's where me and you have always, why we've had this relationship, we've been on this journey since we were young. It was just straight to the bone. And you know what you said publicly, I messaged Bill straight away after the fight. I said, bro, I need to be there. I need to help Dev. It's time now. You know, that was our private conversation, and you said it. What you said, what was on your heart, and again, it's always love. Thank you, Bernard Kadir, for the £8. Set the record straight, big up. And you know, this is why, especially, I just wanted to, you know, because there's a lot of people coming with the negativity. Again, it's not about focusing. You know, again, Anthony will always tell me, bro, it's not about them. We focus on the positive stuff. But you know, listen. When you hear so many people saying that, you know, Bill embarrassed himself and that, but bro, you step to a man at the wrong time, and that's when you know what's inside of it. You know, that's a father fighting for his son, just like a mother will fight for their son or their daughter. So you have to expect that. But let's not overlook all the great things that this man has accomplished for his son and the example that he's set. You know, it makes me laugh because you hear people who are now on Floyd's side. These were the same people that were saying that Floyd is a bad example, you know, throwing money in the air, burning money. Now all of a sudden you're supporting him, but you're not supporting someone who has come from the streets, done illegal stuff for most of his life, turned that into legality, and supported and been there supporting his children, turning a negative into a positive. And that is what I'm always going to promote. And that is the message that the Stamina for Sale, the Fight is Right, Spencer Fearon and myself always want the listeners to understand. We're always coming from a positive perspective when all said and done. So ladies and gentlemen, we all, me and Spence and Manny, even though he's in and out, thank you. And we will end the show in exactly the same way we started it, with the magical words of dream it, believe it, become it.
coming up. Peace, two fingers. See you lot in a week. We're doing a couple lives in a week as well because there's bare things going on.
Big fight next week. Big watch along next week.
Come on.
Canelo versus Mungaya.
As well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Peace, love. United, go.